What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Tomorrow Together's third album, The Name Chapter Freefall. Yes, TXT is back. Hasn't been that long. They released an EP earlier in the year. Of course, TXT, the first boy group to debut on Big Hit following BTS. Of course, they have other peers in that regard now. And TXT has, I think quickly, perhaps quietly, become a very successful group. Of course, they have a number one album in the US. They performed at Lollapalooza last year. They are increasingly very popular and very noticeably have started to branch out into this greater pop music this year. Look no further than this album, which features, of course, their collaboration song with the Jonas Brothers, Do It Like That. And they took it one step further with their song Back for More, featuring Brazilian superstar Anitta. Back for More on this album only features the TXT version. Anitta is absent, but that to me is kind of the most interesting thing about TXT right now. TXT and, Big Hit and Hybe and all them, TXT seems to be a vehicle for Hybe collaborating with, Western music artists. And that's very interesting to me. Thinking back across other companies, artists that are super mainstream but never really branched out and did much collaboration at all, TXT is clearly not doing that. They are making mainstream pop. And, as a result, there's a lot more English on this album. I think, frankly, the name chapter Freefall from TXT is a bit bland for my taste. I think it's a bit sanitized. Perhaps that's by design to target Western audiences. I'm not sure. I think what's nice about them is when they're, on a good song, TXT has really fun vocal harmonies when they sing together. I do really enjoy that. And, the vocal melodies on a song like Happily Ever After, for example, off this new album, the vocal melodies on that are really good. They're an impressive group vocally, but I think just production-wise, this was pretty dull to me. Like thinking about, Growing Pain, you hit the first track, you have, I think, nice guitar, nice drums, and there's a fair amount of guitar on this album, but, I don't think the songs really like rise up to me. Chasing That Feeling, which has an English version at the end here, kind of confirming my point. Chasing That Feeling, I think that's designed to be catchy, right? Big drums, kind of loud song, so it's presented. But to me, like the chorus is just kind of weak. I think it falls a bit flat. Back for More, whether it's with Anitta or just TXT, I think the vocals are very expressive. The melodies are actually kind of sticky. You have some guitars. And honestly, and I actually don't mean this as an insult, it actually kind of reminds me of a Maroon 5 song, like a good Maroon 5 song. But do we really want our K-pop groups to be sounding like Maroon 5? I'd rather them sound like a K-pop group. Stick to their own sound and values, right? It feels like it's very compromised, the sound right now. Skipping Stones, it's a rock song, guitars and drums, but don't really think the performance is anything too special. So, yeah, it's like on one hand, it's cool that TXT, who already are so successful, are so open to making collabs with big artists. I mean, making a song with the Jonas Brothers and putting it on your album as well. I think it goes a long way. They're not the first K-pop groups to collaborate with Western artists, of course, but it seems like it's kind of the big focus here. I'm curious how much of this is label manufactured. Of course, Hybe has a big, Western presence at this point, of course. Scooter Braun actually in command on that side of things. Not really too sure. But yeah, TXT, like, I think the EP from earlier this year was stronger efforts than this, to be honest. But I'm sure we'll be hearing from them soon. They're a very prolific group. And I'll be curious to see if this trend of collabing with others and making more English music and seemingly more Western inspired music from the production side of things, I'll be curious if that continues with future releases. But I don't think we'll have too much long a wait to figure that out. But let me know, how'd you feel about TXT's third album, The Name Chapter Freefall? For more K-pop reviews, more music reviews, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.